app. You can see it here on the screen. It's an online app. It works it should work at least in any browser. What the app does is that it downloads random samples, random sound recordings from the FreeSound online database, and it transfers the downloaded audio recordings to a Korg Volca Sample. FreeSound is an online audio database where anyone can create an account and upload audio recordings. The app selects random sounds from the database to download. In the app you can make several settings. You can set the maximum duration of the samples to download in seconds. Selecting normalize will maximize the volume of the samples before they are transferred. And double speed will transfer the samples at twice the playback rate, so that in the end they will take up only half as much memory. The Volca sample can hold as much as 100 different samples, and each sample has its own numbered sample slot. At the right side of the app you can select which of these 100 slots will be overwritten. You can select a range of sample slots, select all slots, or select individual slots by clicking the slot numbers. So to start, switch on the Volca sample. Yes, and then connect the output of the computer to the sync input on the Volca sample. Right, like this. And for a good output level on the laptop, I'll put the level about 4 ticks below the maximum. Okay, so with that everything is ready to record and ready to start, I should say, and I can first show that if I turn the sample selector, the display shows that everything is completely empty. There's nothing in memory at the moment. The next thing to do to start is to start the app, start the process, start the download and transfer simply by clicking the Start button. Now in the app the active slot turns red, a progress bar shows the download going on, and once a clip is done the slot turns green. And at the same time the Volca sample shows the download in the display and also on the step buttons. And now the transfer is done and I can press the function button on the Volca to exit transfer mode. And that's it, the transfer is done now. There should be 2 samples on the Korg sample and I can have a look. If I turn the sample selector I can see that on the number 1 slot, well, there's some zippy sort of sound, and on number 3 there's this. Anyway, whatever it is, it's a sample, a random sample, I don't know, download it. But of course you might very well want to know what the samples are, because if you're going to use them you have to know the source. And for that reason there is a receipt download button that appears once the transfer has finished. So if I click this I can save a text file, and I'll save it now to my desktop, yes. And if I open the text file, well, open, yes, I get information about these 2 samples that I just downloaded. So if I take the one for the zippy sound, is the first one on slot number 1, I can now go to FreeSound and of course look at the page for that sample. That's this one, and I can see the Creative Commons license it has and whatever I want about it. Percussion scratch is the type of sound. Anyway, that's the receipt. And that is also the end of this demo. You can find more information here on the help page and else on the about page, where there is a link to the source files of this project if that interests you. And